Texas, a proud state with a legacy of blazing trails. The message NASA sent to the world as we sent our rockets into uncharted territories was that our pioneering spirit can never be ignored, and that it is that courage and commitment to excellence that sets us apart from all others.
Listen, the Eagle has landed.
Never is that spirit more alive than deep in the heart of South Texas, in the city of Converse, where another proud legacy of rocket pride continues to blaze trails. The long and illustrious history of winning championships has catapulted the Judson Rockets into Texas high school folklore. This powerhouse program has won 6 state championships under legendary head coaches Frank Arnold, D.W. Rutledge, and Jim Rackley, holding a state record for 42 consecutive winning seasons that began in 1977. This fall, Judson will begin a new era in Rocket football with the hiring of Rodney Williams, its first African-American head coach.
Just one of those things that, you know, when you sit and think about it, is probably bigger than me, and it's bigger than any coach that's come through this school. A lot of our kids don't really have many role models, especially our young African-American kids. And I don't want to just be that coach. I want to be that coach for everybody. When I first came to Judson, it was because of the traditions. I mean, they one of the most storied programs in football, high school football history. And why not go there and see if I can live up to that legacy? You know, when you always want to be the best, and you always want to play against the best. And I'm like, well, why not go to Judson?
Having the distinction of becoming Judson's first African-American head coach wasn't a feat that happened overnight. Rather, it was a journey that took over 20 years of hard work, diligence, and a tremendous faith in oneself. And it's these lessons Coach Williams has learned along the way that he's determined to teach his young team.
I've been coaching now for 20 years. Been overlooked 5 times for head coaching jobs. And if anything that the kids can take out of it is that, look, you can be that person that gets looked over, but as long as you just stay the pace and keep going and keep going and keep going, something good is going to happen. You're going to get knocked down a lot in your life, you know, but the key is, do you stay down or do you keep going? Most of my coaches, when I got the job, they all called me and was like, we're just proud of you. Not the athlete, you know, we're just proud of you as a person and what you've been standing for since the day they met me. And that's all I want from my players to be. I want to be proud of them as a person, not just an athlete. He gives you that hook, I'm just going to stay on. You got to go.
Having been the offensive coordinator for Judson for so many years, naturally the question becomes, how will Coach Williams be able to adjust to his new role as head coach?
I'm the same person. I told the kids, look, I'm going to be the same guy. The same Coach Will, they all call me Coach Will. The same Coach Will that y'all first met, it's going to be the same Coach Will when I leave here. It's just that now, instead of having the OC hat, I have the hat. And I said, but I don't know how to not do it to being myself. And you know, one of my old head coaches told me that. He said, whatever you do as a head coach, just be you. He said, don't try to mimic anybody else. Don't try to do what everybody else does. You do you. And it's got you this far. Apparently you're doing something right. And that's how I'm going to try to go with it.
Assuming the role as a leader came naturally for Coach Williams. Even in adolescence, a young Rodney Williams found motivation in continually trying to not only improve his own skills, but also to help those around him.
I was a kid that, growing up, when we did have kids in the neighborhood in the daytime and they got to come out and play, I would take the smallest kid, the most athletic kid, and say, put him on my team. Because I always wanted a challenge. I didn't want to play with you if you were just going to play. You know, if you were going to give me your best, that's what I wanted.
With the beginning of a new chapter in Judson football being written, Coach Williams will usher in change. But change never comes without its critics. Coach Williams is surrounded with those who share his vision of how not to only build a championship team, but to turn young boys into men.
I can remember being 11, 12 years old, going to play pickup basketball with the grown men, coming back with bloody lip and busted eyes. And they were like, my mom and my aunt, and they were like, why are you playing with those men? And I'm like, because I want to be good. I don't want to just play to play. I want to learn things to find out how good I really am as a person. And that's how I have been as an athlete. That's how I've been as a coach. Just give me the biggest challenge you can give me, and I want to see if I can overcome it.
Football's a fun game, but it's a lot more fun to take a kid that goes through a lot of challenges, and you get them through high school, and they come back 5 years later and they're successful. That's why most coaches in the state of Texas, or in general, they're in it for the right reasons, not to coach football. They're here to make young men better.
I have the ability to relate to people. Any age, any race, any gender. I've just had that knack of being able to get people to kind of follow my lead.
I feel very confident, being able to walk into Rodney's office, Coach Williams' office, any time and share any concerns I have with him. He's just that kind of guy. He's not just going to do it his way. He's going to take input from his coaches, and that's how he's been since he's been here.
These guys have my back. I mean, that's some of the hardest things that try to get our kids to understand, is that when people genuinely have your back, you don't turn on them. And so I said no. I said, these guys have ridden with me since the day I came in here, and I brought a few guys in on the offensive side, and I like the guys we have on defense, and I'm going to ride with them. And they already told me, he said, you just lead us, and we'll take it from there. And as a person, not even as a coach, when somebody tells you that, you can't do nothing but give them everything you got and more. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna let these guys coach. And I told them I'm gonna take all the slaps in the face for y'all, and y'all just make sure when I get slapped, y'all pick me up. And I think they will. I know they will.
The fear of change can often doom those who resist it to a future of unrealized dreams and of promises unfulfilled. But the Judson Rockets have never backed down from the critics of change. It has been their legacy to blaze trails. And like Rodney Williams, this football program understands that change is a necessary component of growth, even if at times it has come with resistance.
I've heard about anything you can hear. And that's the mental part of being what you got to do, overcome to be a superior athlete per se, or a top-notch coach. You can't let other people's words and feelings pull you down. And I tell the kids that all the time. I said, the only thing that matters is the 100 or so guys we have. I said, people are going to always say, you should have done this, you should have done that. And I said, guess what? I do myself. But I have 45 seconds to make a call or make a decision, and I got to live with it. And if I keep second guessing myself, then I need to get out myself. And I'm not going to do that. My choices and my decisions are not going to be the most popular. I mean, I'm going to have people from the community, probably some people in the front office, probably some people in the office. That's part of life. You disagree. You agree to disagree. And the good teams, the good staffs, take it in stride and find a way to come together and make it even more, I guess, prestigious and better for your team. And that's what I'm going to try to do.
Once they see the product that we get out on the field, we're going to be young, but I think we're going to play hard, and we're going to play with enthusiasm. And I think the community's going to be fired up about having Rodney as their head coach.
I know I'm going to be criticized. That's part of it. I'm a big boy. I can handle it. And I'm going to do it with a smile on my face and talk through it. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But I'm going to be fair to our kids. I'm going to be fair to our coaches. And I'm going to be fair to our community. And whatever goes from there, part of life.
And he is prepared to remind everyone of that pioneering spirit that can propel these Rockets into a bright future.